Hello everybody, and welcome to Skyward Sword. And apparently Mia's quiet.
No, you usually say a lot of things, and I usually try to keep it so you can say all those things.
I had absolutely nothing to say today.
Okay. Hello. I've been watching a lot of Red vs. Blue, Gravity Falls, and Supernatural. Yeah,
That didn't help.
4 stars. Red vs. Blue, it's kind of quick to go through the seasons in the series.
Right.
Because, well, you know, like, each episode is like, what, 5-10 minutes long?
I wouldn't know. I only watched a few episodes of it. I found it mostly boring, to be honest.
You don't like most of the jokes?
I mean, it wasn't so much that I had any problems with it, I just didn't really care much for it. I just found it mostly boring. It's not like, you know, it's like I didn't dislike it per se. I just didn't really have much interest in it. It just wasn't one of those shows that I really cared much for, unfortunately.
No, to be frank, it doesn't get really good until season 6 when it finds things like it has an actual plot.
Yeah. I mean, some shows are like that, so. To figure out how the heck to get over there. That's my main issue right now. Run over here. And we'll throw out a bomb into this. And see what's in here, since we're right here. Hey, Ember Relic. Nice. Not exactly what I was looking for, but it works. Might as well fill my bomb bag back up. Too bad that's not a tumbleweed. I still need those tumbleweeds, but they always spawn like where I'm at. And so I don't see them until they're past me and I can't get to them anymore. Slightly annoying. There we go. Yay! Now we can open up the neighbor mining facility.
I love that sound when you open something up. And I'm pretty sure the creator does too.
Oops. For what? Need to align them with the locations of the thingies. I thought I had them aligned, but it was that I didn't have that second one aligned properly. Now turn it all the way this way, and further.
Oh goody! This girl can only actually pair up with boys. I don't want to do that right now. Sorry, I've been playing Fire Emblem Awakening again.
Nice.
Just looking through my character to see who I can pair up with. And it's like, I am trying to get the pair up with the same gender so I don't have to deal with worrying about which one will get the S. Basically, the marriage one.
Right.
I usually try to figure that out later on and worry about just in general pairing up with other people, right?
Right.
Well, this girl can only pair up with those that she can marry. It's like, come on. I would, but then once, you know, apparently I have a lot to unlock still.
Yeah. I know very little of the Fire Emblem series. Yay, Laneru Mining Facility.
Yay!
Oh shoot. That was great.
Again, I don't like the desert dungeons.
Yeah. What can you do?
It's like, okay, I like the desert as well, dungeons in the desert as long as they look really interesting and cool. There, it's not exactly the interesting portion. The only thing kind of cool here is removing the sand.
Well, I mean, this area is... I think it's a little cool because it's kind of like futuristic in a world of like super fantasy, like medieval. And so it is kind of cool in that regard. But I will admit that this area is probably one of the more annoying, if not the most annoying, of all of the dungeons, because really it's just a pathway, and they took the idea of a dungeon and just like made it into a straight path through to get to the other side of the Laneru Desert. So I'm just, it's not as interesting as it could have been. I mean, one of the things that Skyward Sword tried to do was take the idea of dungeons and kind of revitalize them and change them to something different than what we're used to, which this definitely did. Like, you don't usually see dungeons that are, you know, like paths into different areas and stuff. Usually it's just a dungeon and such. But alright, so after that rude interruption from the phone for absolutely no important reason.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks a lot, Dad, for calling me something you should have known in the first place.
Right. So apparently in the little edit there that I made, Mia's dad called her asking if her mom was home, which her mom is a manager at Dairy Queen and generally works a closing shift.
Yep, she usually works at closing shift and doesn't get home until like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, and it's midnight, and he's asking if she's home yet. He's like, oh, I thought she might get home early. He's like, why would she be home early?
Right?
She only gets home early if she gets lucky, and very rarely that happens because, oh, she might be having a rush right when it's supposed to be closing time, or that one jerk of a customer won't leave.
Right. I completely understand that. We have customers at Wendy's who the other day actually I was working there at Wendy's and I wasn't the closer, thankfully. Or no, maybe I was. I was. Was I? Yes I was. We were closing, and normally what we do is to kind of keep customers from walking in, like, you know, right as we're closing, or like a minute or two after we close. We usually start locking the doors like a minute ahead of time because it takes about a minute to lock them. So by the time we're done locking them, by the time the time the doors are locked, we're closed, or other way around. By the time we're closed, the doors are locked. The idea is that the doors are closed when we're, actually closed. Well, apparently, the Wendy's Corp, the Wendy's International, whatever you want to call them, the idiots basically, told us recently that we're not allowed to do that because, well, it might keep customers from coming in. I'm like,
It's like
that's kind of the point. It is to keep.
It still keep coming for like lunch and dinner.
Yeah, well,
but customers have to learn that they can't come always at certain times of the day.
Right. Well, it wasn't so much that like they'd stop coming altogether, but it was customers may not, come in. You may be keeping a customer out at like, the last minute or two. It's like, I mean, first of all, why does that freaking matter? You already make $1,000 a freaking day from our store. Why does it freaking matter if one customer isn't allowed in to order their $1 cheeseburger? But that aside, it's like, really, the whole point of locking the doors, a minute, the point of starting to lock the doors a minute early is so that you don't have a customer walk in, literally a minute or two after, and then you still have to serve them despite the fact that we're not actually allowed to. But apparently Wendy's Corp doesn't care, so we got told that we have to not lock the doors at all until closing time, which means that it takes us a minute to lock the doors. And so we've had a couple of days lately, finally getting back to the story there. We've had a couple of days lately where a customer walked in right at 10 o'clock. Like, usually the doors would have been locked. One of the doors would have been locked, and the customer would see that we're locking the other door. But in this case, it's like we're just getting out to lock the doors as they're walking out. And it's like the main problem with that is we have to still serve them despite the fact that technically we are closed, which is a big load of bull, by the way. And we have to serve people even though we're closed. But the other problem is the fact that can I just blow these up or something? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Try blowing this up. The other problem is if a customer walks in that late, we are required to service them and let them, come in, eat in, etc. But if we have any customers at all in the dining room, and this is the really just stupidest part, even if we're closed, we can't do any of our closing stuff until they leave.
Yeah.
We're also required to be out of there by 11 o'clock.
So
put two and two together and tell me how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, from that you can tell it's the owner of the shop's mostly fault at it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is.
Basically my mom said, this is how mom handles night shift at Dairy Queen. Basically, like an hour before we close, she would tell us to start cleaning up what we can.
Right.
Because it would be stupid to just stand there, especially if there's no customers and do nothing. Like,
right.
Start cleaning machines and such. Start sweeping the floor. Yeah,
right.
You can do stuff.
Well,
and if there's customers, go ahead and serve them.
yeah. Well, if we have no customers, usually about 9 o'clock, because we close at 10 and are required to be out at 11. If we have no customers, at about 9 o'clock, you can start going out there, taking care of stuff like, we have ketchup pumps, we have tea urns, stuff like that. Those things, if there are no customers, can be done before we close. But if we have any customers, we're not allowed to do that. If we don't have customers, we can, let's say, go out and vacuum the floor. We can do the bathrooms, that kind of thing. If there's no customers. The stupidest part is, if we have customers, we literally cannot even clean the bathrooms. Because, well, what if somebody needs to use the bathroom? I mean, can I not clean the bathroom and then they still able to use it?
When we clean the bathrooms, we usually make sure that there's like still a trash bag in the trash can.
Yeah.
And such. It can be a clean one, and it wouldn't matter so much because that clean trash bag is still clean.
Right.
And sure, it'll have like one, dirty paper towel in it, but that's it. You
Right.
can still use it for next day.
Right. But if we have any customers at all, we're not allowed to even go out and do like bathroom cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, that is kind of full. Oh.
And it really is stupid because it's like, okay, so you're gonna give us about 2.5, 3 hours worth of work, when we don't have customers, that we're required to do in an hour, because again, we can't, we're supposed to get out of there at 11, it's like, no, we can't do that.
No, you really can't. That really, the fact that
Oh
the
wait,
boss
can I find this? Yes, I can. Cool. I didn't
the
realize
fact
I
that
could
the boss made up that sort of rule, that is just plain stupid. It's like he never closed before.
He probably never has. We actually have a manager there who I recently found out got hired in as a manager. She's never worked a day at Wendy's until she was hired. So she was not a crew person or anything. And because of that, she actually knows nothing about doing any of the jobs other than the manager-specific jobs.
Oh, wow.
And then people wonder why I pass out from autistic anxiety attacks when I work with her, because she can't do any of the jobs.
Yeah,
because
honestly,
she doesn't know how to do any of the... Ow! I felt it.
In any restaurant I've been to, the manager is supposed to know everything in the store.
Yeah.
Every single thing. Know how to take down machines, they know how to clean them, they also know how to cook.
Right?
What kind of manager wouldn't know how to cook?
That one.
Your manager doesn't know how to cook.
I did say she knows nothing at all of how to do anything of any of the crew jobs.
Yeah, that's a load of bull, honestly.
The only job she knows how to do is how to coordinate. So,
Yeah,
and then she complains when she has to do that. She's like, I sit here and I work my butt off all day long and I don't get a break and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
And that,
you're the manager. That's your job.
if you wanted the manager job, you have to work your butt off.
Right.
I mean, heck, my mom is crazy at working, and she's a manager, and it's no doubt that she's like that good. She worked hard to get to that position.
Right.
That
It's like,
manager of yours is damn lucky.
it's like you get paid an extra, what, $3 an hour than we do? Don't tell me that don't tell me you're not required to work extra hard.
Yeah.
If you're getting paid $3 an hour for a job that's easier than ours, then there's a lot of bullcrap going on there.
Yeah.
Because you should not be getting paid more than you are working. And as it stands, we don't get paid enough to do our own work. So if you're talking about, the fact that you have to do your job, I'm sorry, but you're kind of supposed to do your job because you're getting paid the money to do all of that extra work.
Yep. When I used to work at Dairy Queen, I was asked if I wanted to be a shift leader, right?
Right.
And my reply was, no, I don't want to be a shift leader because in my mind, if I become a shift leader, that would mean that one is people will start hating me because I have a title.
Right.
I don't want people to hate me because of being a stupid shift leader. And two, I'm already doing as much work as a regular shift leader was doing. I was basically doing every single thing I could do. I would go into the grill, I would help do ice cream, I would do register, I would clean dishes, everything a shift leader would have done.
Right.
And I was a regular employee. So I basically told my boss that if you can give me a raise, but don't give me a title and I'll still work as a shift leader. At least that way people will listen to me.
Right.
And apparently I was mostly correct because whenever someone became shift leader, a lot of people would not listen to that person anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Glenn doesn't understand. It's like, no, it's not because I'm worried about the extra work. I'm already doing the extra work. I don't mind getting that raise.
Oh shoot.
Like a shift leader.
Oh shoot. Oh, that was close.
But yeah, I don't mind getting paid as much as like a shift leader. What I do mind is if people start hating me all because of a stupid title.
Right.
In fact, because I was really generally nice, and you still help them work with other employees, they listen to me. Can you imagine me just being a shift leader the next day and people stop listening to me?
Right.
Yeah, that's what happens a lot. Like, oh, you're just saying that because you're a shift leader. No, I used to say that before I was shift leader.
Yeah, that happens. Well, I seem to be kind of stuck here. So next episode, I think I have to go up there. Next episode, we'll run across this pathway and see what we can get to, and we'll go from there. If you've been enjoying, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave a like. Check out our Patreon, check out Mia's channel, and I'll see everybody next time. Mia's quiet.
Bye bye.
Keep calm and funny on, everybody.